Hashtag not McGraw. We're Tim and Faith, but we're not Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Not McGraw.
So the vineyard is in Woodinville?
Not in Woodinville. We have several vineyards we source from. Dominantly Red Mountain and also some Columbia Valley. This one in particular, I believe, is half Columbia and half about Red Mountain.
This is a great location. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
I would definitely say go out to Walla Walla, to that place. It's through Walla Walla, kind of. Near, what is it, the airport or whatever?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's
I've heard a lot of good things about the airport tasting rooms.
There are a bunch of them over there.
And it's funny because it's on, what is the name of that road? It's Aero something, so it's kind of ironic. Aero like aerospace.
Nah, he chose that for.
I know.
Out of that, it's like the irony's not lost on me.
Right?
He has a winery on Arrow Road or Arrowhead Road or something like that.
Yeah,
he has a mall
Arrow
that's
something.
like partial after his last name.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta see how many puns I can go back and forth.
Well, it's great because like
I know,
the whole
for
place,
real.
like it plays Arrow episodes when you're in there, like on TVs. They have all kinds of merchandise and stuff. They have like
It's fun.
he
It's a
he
good
actually
one.
has like old Green Arrow comic books and frames and stuff in places. Like
What's this called again?
it's
Nocking.
Nocking Point. What's the name of the channel?
Comic Tom.
Comic Tom? Like Comic Tom? Does he do wine? I think you could get him to Nocking Point because it's
I'm gonna
a
reach out to
comic
him.
book hero.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because like I was actually thinking that in the back of my head. It's like I'm gonna reach out to him tonight.
Yeah, that's why I was like, and he's got
Totally,
comics
that would
on the
be fun.
walls. Like, yeah, they have pretty good ones there.
All of their wines I thought were good.
Yeah.
This one though, I really like.
Actually, it's like that was the middle ground. That's what really convinced me in the first place. Like, she's like, "Want to go wine tasting?" I was like, "Eh." She's like, "I mean, Nocking Point." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. I'll be right back. We're gonna grab the cap.
Thank you.
Cool.
I love the glasses.
All right. So
Cabs
now
are
we're gonna
usually
get right into the cab stop. 2015 and the arbitrage. So similar to Nocking Point, we also have a lot of puns with ours. So you'll notice that we have like liquidity, arbitrage, benchmark, all stock market terms.
Oh,
So,
market.
yep. So our owners are all within the financial industry.
Oh, I see dividend. Acquisition.
This one is arbitrage, like arbitration.
Convexity. Those are some fancy words I have no idea some of the meanings of. That's great. Because I know you do. Because you're like wicked smart. I mean,
know
wait.
wicked.
Wicked smart. That's how they say it in Boston. Hashtag Ben Affleck. Wait, Casey Affleck. Goodwill Hunting. That makes me nervous.
It's funny, market vineyards. The stock market. Not like farmer's market.
Yeah. Aha. Can you see it?
It is so, like, that is so pretty. Next time we come, I want to sit outside. What is your club, your memberships?
Our memberships. $24 per year, so 2 cases. And then on top of that, 15% off bottle purchases, and also again like first dibs to any of our new releases.
We've been investigating around like
We were interested in all of the different wine clubs.
Yeah.
His mom was just visiting from Texas and telling us about the wine club that they joined.
for some reason they get half price on things that are like foreign. So we actually found like this last one.
Chile.
Just yesterday we found one from Chile.
Chilean wine is delicious.
I'm excited.
I've
to try
heard
it.
that, so I was like, okay. And
was
then,
it a blend? I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what it was. I like finding ones that are interesting for less than $10 when you go to like somewhere like that. Like when you come, if you're wine tasting, like you know that you're paying for quality wine, so you're tasting stuff, you get to taste it beforehand. It's totally worth it because it's not a guessing game. You know, like when you go wine tasting, you know what you're gonna buy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
To
That's
where,
what
like,
I like about wine tasting.
So I'm not gonna spend $10 on what could be a fluke. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not good. I mean, we've been blessed because we find ones from like other countries, and those are great.
Absolutely.
But anytime that it's like not quite local, but like in the country,
Yep.
you're taking a chance.
Have you ever heard of the was the app Vivino. There we go. I was trying to remember the name.
No.
Download
Wait,
that
maybe
right now. So Vivino is a wine app, and basically what it is, it like goes through all sorts of various different options, gives you listings, gives you reviews, the whole entire thing, and on top of that, they have a $20 and under section,
Oh wow.
and it'll give you like some of the best priced wines, greatest deals going on, and on top of that, reviews about them as well. So you look at like a $8 to $10 wine, okay, well, questionable, but you can read the review on it, and the best part about it, if you're at the store, you see a bottle that looks interesting, snap a picture, and it'll tell you everything you want to know.
What?
That
Okay, I'm
sounds like an
trying.
endorsement. Note to self.
I'm
You know,
trying
like,
to download. I'm trying to.
Try Vivino today. You will not regret it.
I mean, like, if I can get in contact with those people, that would be really cool.
Absolutely.
It's still
Oh, it downloaded. Yes. I do have the space.
So this should work. There it is.
nice.
What? That is awesome.
Goes through reviews.
Taste characteristics. Wow.
Oh, and
Only
the
for
reviews
wine.
are on there too. That's so
And-
fun.
And yeah, consumer reviews as well.
I love it.
That's pretty cool.
And those of us who are going in the winemaking field, it helps us a lot too. So we're seeing like what's popular, what's out there, what people are enjoying. Because
yeah.
like it is artistic expression at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It
really.
is.
You're
But at
totally
the same
right.
time, we got to bring people through the door.
Like, if you can be known for one thing, if somebody's like, oh, you know what? That place has a really good Syrah. That's all you need to get people in the door.
Okay.
Shop local.
Absolutely.
Like, go to the local places. Give them your money. You want them to stay around.
Yep.
Okay, so this is.
Oh, this is the basis points. So the basis
Okay.
points is a left bank Bordeaux styled blend. So that's going to be Cab Sauv dominant, following Merlot, Cab Franc, then Petit Verdot at the very end. It just doesn't have Malbec in there because for that particular vintage, it didn't need it. And with American wines, we can really play with whatever varietals we want to. So,
It's true. Like you said, it's an artistic expression, so you can.
and we're not bound by European laws.
Ooh, are there laws? Like, what are the?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, do tell.
So let's go France, for example, the most notable, the easiest ones. And you look at Bordeaux. They usually have to stick to about 5 to 6 varietals when it comes to their Bordeaux blends, their reds. So typically it's like Cab Sauv, Merlot, Malbec, Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, there we go, and Carmenere.
Okay.
It's bad news.
Interesting.
Apparently they're starting to loosen up their restrictions a little bit more though.
The one thing I've really captured is, you know, Washington wines, they taste different than California wines even.
They
Just the region is different. The growing practices are different.
It makes sense to me, mostly, not in a wine perspective, but in bananas. It sounds funny, but you know how you have the little stickers that have
Yeah.
where it's from?
I'm super
There's
picky about
there's
bananas.
certain bananas that she'll flat out say do not taste good because they're from a different place. All the rest that like we'll avoid it if those are on the shelf, we're just gonna wait. But there's all these other ones
It
that
kind of
like
tastes like dirt.
I think Ecuador is like a
Yeah.
really good one.
Ecuador bananas are good. Mexico bananas are okay. Ecuador, I think, is my favorite though.
But
They're
yeah,
really
on
good
the
bananas.
little stickers, it actually says what country it came from.
Isn't that interesting? Like just your
Like,
grapes.
right next to
funny.
Lightning McQueen or a Star Wars thing, it's like Ecuador.
What you got on that one?
I was impressed by it.
I like it, but I do really like the Merlot. I can see what you're saying about why.
Yeah, she said it right away. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll
I
take
really
it.
do like the Merlot. That was really yummy.
Oh, there was something I was gonna say earlier. Like when it comes to your own business and wine and stuff like that, like we were talking about it earlier today about how like you can tell when you go to a place they have their certain one and that's the one that they love the most and you can taste it.
Absolutely.
Other ones
It's like
are
their
like
passion project. Is
Exactly.
what we
Yeah.
labeled.
Absolutely tell what their favorites are. It's like they'll tell you to pay special attention to like a certain one when you're doing punch downs or something like that. Like, hey, a little more attention to the Malbec, or do a little bit more with the Cab Franc, or whatever it is. The other one's like,
That's
just do the regular, but you know, treat this one especially well.
That's
Yeah.
their favorite.
Yeah, sometimes they're not upfront about it, but they might like mention in passing. I was like, oh man, I'm so excited about this one varietal this year. So then you have to kind of like be able to predict that ahead. Like, yeah, we're just gonna Pay attention to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna seem to have a habit of revisiting places we've been before.
We do that. There's so many wineries that it's like, oh, let's go here.
If you don't know wine, you can't go and just buy one bottle of wine and know what you're tasting if you don't know anything about wine and you haven't like all red wine's going to taste gross to a lot of people if they've only had white wine and now they try a red wine by itself with no comparison. It's probably going to feel like trash.